like somebody might have put one down in the ditch. We got cranes, we got tow trucks, so we got all kinds of stuff going on there. Oh, container. Must have flipped coming off that ramp. They did a mish. They did a mish. That's what they done did. Well, we are entering the Chicago area. So perhaps that has something to do with it. Oh, I shouldn't talk like that about my mish. I didn't see the truck. I don't know if it was down in the grass or if they had already taken that away. The tractor wasn't anywhere around. I just saw the container there. Hey, good morning, Tom. How are ya? Ugh. I had a weird day. I had to drive all day yesterday, got to where I was going, shut down, took my 10-hour break in the middle of the day, and then was put into it. I went to the shipper, took my 10-hour, or my receiver took my 10-hour break, and then went and got my appointment, and they put me in a door about 12:30 this morning, and got me unloaded within hour and a half, sent me on my way. Then I went over to the Target, which was about an hour from there, and picked up some stuff from their warehouse. I think it's just like building materials, like, you know, because I'm taking it to a building that I believe is an old Jo-Ann Fabric, which is a store that it looks like a closed up store, like it's not anything, it's just an empty store, and it's only like 8,000 pounds, 8,500 pounds. It's not very heavy, so I literally think I'm just transporting somebody's garbage, basically. Unused or unwanted items, whatever, taking them from Wisconsin and dropping them off in Ohio, near Youngstown. So basically I'll just be driving all day. Here, this is the kind of road that I'm on. Hold on a second, let me do a little something for you here. You ready? This is what this road is doing to my truck. Can you hear that? That vibration in my voice is just me trying to make a steady stream. The truck is vibrating so bad over this road that that's what it's doing to my voice. And needless to say, it ain't doing much better for my gut. That kind of all over vibration is not something I prefer. But oh well, whatever. At least it's a new road, and it's not super busy for where I'm at, because technically here it's only 4:30 in the morning. So I will probably get to where I'm going by about noon, and I'll run out of time, which will leave me about an hour away from where I need to drop this. But it's a live unload tomorrow, and that will be done at 11 o'clock in the morning. So needless to say, I will have lots of time on my hands. So I will be stopping at a truck stop, because this is day 3 without a shower. That's my limit. That's my limit. The wet wipes, you know, baby wipes only go so far. I need to get some real soap and water and wash the stuff down the drain already. Wash my hair. Ugh. I hate this feeling. My last day at night is going to be September 30th. So I'll work the rest of this week. I have Saturday and Sunday off. And if they want to run me, I guess they'll run me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll clean out the truck and drop it off, or whatever it is I do. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm not sure what they're going to do next week. But yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go through Wednesday over next week and be done. Oh, and here's some good news I can finally share. Kevin sold his condo, and got a very decent price, just a little bit lower than his asking price, but very respectable all the same. And then he immediately went out looking for houses, and we found a couple that were interesting, and he went out Monday and looked and found one that he really, really liked, and he sent it to me. He was really excited, and I liked it, and I had said, yeah. I'm like, I actually found that this morning and sent that to you, kiddo. Yeah, I like that house. It's got a 4-car garage. It has 3/4 of an acre. It's been well maintained. I believe the house has been a one-owner house. I believe it was built in the 50s, and I believe only one family has owned that house. There's no sale records of it listed. And it was only on the market for like a couple hours whenever I found it, and by the time he went and looked at it and put the bid in, it had only been on the market, I think he said, for 8 or 9 hours. So he put a bid in for it, slightly less than what they were asking, and he didn't get any response back on his offer. So then he put in what they were asking, and just said, if accept this, and then we could take this off the market. And he still didn't get a response, so he changed his mind. He said, I really, really want this. It answers a lot of the things that I wanted in a house. It answers a lot of the needs that we needed and the wants that we wanted. And so he's like, I really want this. So he overbid it by $5,000. And they accepted his offer. He texted me last night at like 9:30 at night to tell me that they accepted it. So, yay! Lots of celebrating going on around my neck of the woods here. So, very exciting, very exciting. It's a house in really good shape, been very well taken care of. It's a little dated, but it's the kind of thing that, you can fix up and improve a little bit at a time and not feel pressured to have to do any one thing, quickly. So, yeah, very, very exciting time. So, big changes happening here in Mother Trucker Land. Big changes happening in Mother Trucker Land. Indeed. I know you all pretty much think 2020 has just sucked the big kahuna, but I'm telling you, 2020 has been one of my best years ever. So, I guess I'm on the opposite end of that yin-yang that you all are going through. So, it's all got to balance out, right, man? It's all got to balance out. So, yeah, I'm on the opposite end of most of you. So, anyway, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Tom, it's kind of dark here, so I really can't see what you're saying. I'm very sorry. I wish I could. It's dark, so the phone's glary, and I can't quite make out what it's saying. Speed warning. I will go back and look, though, I promise, dear. I promise. So as I was saying, we're in, the Chicago area, so as you can see, the traffic's not so bad. It's decent. This is the 94 that I'm on. Yep. And went through a couple areas yesterday on the way out to Wisconsin, and I was thinking of Mish the whole time. I'm like, damn it, I really want to call Mish and tell him I'm totally stalking him, because I was literally stalking him. I was looking at every white day cab that I could find that was pulling a container, looking to see if it was him driving. I know, I'm such a goober, right? Goober. Look at this guy. He's got no vest on, no nothing. Oh, that's a container too. No vest, no nothing. Dark clothes. Getting out of their truck on the driver's side on a major highway. Congratulations. Way to think that one through. Come on, we gotta be smarter than that, folks. We gotta be smarter than that. It's a good way to be one less truck driver there. Because the truck in the lane next to me didn't even move over for that broken down truck. Did not even move over. Okay. My truck is trying to veer to my right here, and I'm not appreciating it. There you go. Sit in the middle, would you, kid? Sally, behave. Alright. So, if you can't tell already, considering the hours I was working today, needless to say, I have the strongest cup of coffee that Lowe's had to offer, and with a little bit of cream in it. And I've already had a breakfast burrito, and I am set to go. I am ready for a 9-hour drive. Well, I guess technically 8, because I'll have to stop to take my 30-minute break. But the coffee is kicking in big time, though. I haven't had a decent cup of coffee now since, well, I wouldn't even say Mondays. Monday's coffee wasn't even great. I had coffee at Kevin's house, but he has the Keurig pods, and they're a little on the weaker side. I've had better. I mean, they do all right, but majority of this traffic is doing about 65, 68 miles an hour. And then you've got these yin-yangs that are doing 75, 80 that come up on us that just get up there and then just have to slam on their brakes because they got no place to go. Because the rest of the traffic is just not cooperating with the speeds they want to go. And yet they're still insisting that somehow they should be able to go faster, even though there's no place for them to go. You can't judge as you're driving that, hey, that traffic in front of me is going substantially slower than I am. Perhaps I should slow down here. No, I'll just wait and slow down as soon as I'm on their tail. Yeah, that works. Okay. Ay. Winter is going to hit traffic hard this year. We have our first snow, our first freezing rain. Oy. Just start counting the pileups now, baby. I'm staying on the 94 all the way up until I get on the 90, and then the 90 will come together with the 80, and I will stay on the 80, which is the Ohio Turnpike, and that's probably where I will shut down. They do have public showers there, and they're usually pretty clean, and so I'll be staying at the rest area, one of the rest areas in the Turnpike in Ohio. I actually have enough time to be able to go home and park the truck at home, and I've thought about that. I could very well do that. Since I don't have an appointment till 11, I could park the truck at home and get home, but
keep to the left on I-90 still ahead. Keep to the right at 0.9 miles.
Okay, it said left lanes. It didn't say which left lanes. I guess it's only the 2 left lanes.
In a quarter mile, keep to the left on I-90 still ahead. Keep to the right at 0.9 miles.
I think the idea of going home in the middle of the week and then getting back out in the truck is sort of a tease. I'd rather just stay in the truck and finish out my week, but I don't know. As I get closer to home, we'll see how tired I am or how much I really want to get home. I really do want to go see Kevin and my kid, in person and jump up and down and be all excited for the house with them in person. But we'll see.
In a half mile, keep to the right on I-94.
Mr. Tom, I will try to send you the link to the house, the listing that was on the website. I'll try to send that to you later through let me see, can I do it? Yeah, I'll try to do it through Facebook Messenger and see if it takes. I don't know if it will or not. being a U.S. site and all, I don't know if it'll load properly for you, but I could try. That way you can see what this property looks like. Yesterday, Monday I got my orders and I proceeded to do what I needed to do for Monday, and went over and picked up my load. And when I was there picking up the load, I get a message from my dispatch saying, hey, can you come in for a service, run a maintenance service while you're down this way. He goes, do you have time? Because you're due for one. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I have time. I actually have I've got a little window in my clock here. I could, as long as they get it done, they're not real busy. I'm like, I could. And he's like, all right, well, I called. They said right now they're not busy, so, I told them to expect you. Just make sure when you get here, tell them that you are under a load. So, you need to get going. So I'm like, all right. So I go over there and I got the windshield wipers fixed. The hose was kinked farther down inside under the hood where I actually couldn't reach because I'm just too darn short and I couldn't see it unless I stood on a ladder, and I didn't have a ladder. So I used to have a ladder. I took it out of the truck a couple weeks ago. But anyway, so they fixed that, and they also took care of another issue I had, and they did the preventative maintenance, took care of that. And I purposely did not go to the front of the building because I did not want to interact with anybody from the office. They come down to the front of the building to smoke cigarettes and hang out, and I didn't really want to interact with any of them. I just wanted to get my service done and get out of there. And so I was able to do that, and I just, got my truck, got my trailer hooked back up, and then went on my way. I was about a half an hour into an hour trip to where I was dropping that load, and I get a message from dispatch across my little Zonar that says, the safety manager wants to see you while you're here. And I go, okay, I can't answer that. I can't answer that because I'm in the truck and I'm moving. You won't let me interact with that machine when I'm moving. So I'm like, well, he thinks I'm still in the yard, which I was not. So I went ahead and I said, yeah, sorry, gone. And that was that. I had stopped at a traffic light, and so I sent this short little message. And then a little while later, after I started rolling again, he comes back with another message. No, they safety wants you to come back. He needs you to come back. So now I'm thinking, oh, I gave my 2 weeks notice, and now they want me to come back. Are they going to ask me to plant my truck? Are they just going to say, never mind, you don't need to continue? Or, I didn't know what was going on. And so I tried calling back. The problem was I tried to call to say, I'm under an appointment here. You already, took away all my cushion because you had me come in for a service, and now you want me to go do this? How am I supposed to do that? So nobody would answer the phone. I called like 3 different, people over there, and no, I couldn't get anybody to answer a phone. Finally, I got a random dispatcher to answer the phone, and he's like, well, let me go ask and see what's going on and whatever. So he comes back, he goes, oh yeah, your driver manager is going to rework your load for you, so he's going to change the timeout on you. He's going to get with them and change the appointment time. And I'm like, okay. And I said, so you want me to come back then? Or are you saying because, you're making me stop and wait for you that he's going to rework it? He goes, oh, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I'm confused. He goes, I'm going to go ask again. So he comes back. He goes, yeah, no, they definitely want you to come back. Safety manager says you have to come back. So I'm like, all right, well, great. What did I do now? What did I do? So I get in there, and I didn't even bother to find a spot to park the truck and the trailer. The yard was full. I didn't want to do it in the drop yard because the drop yard is away from the building. So I just pulled up in front of the building and gave as much room as I can so cars could get around me, other trucks could get around me, and I wasn't blocking the garage doors. And I put my hazards on and I went upstairs. And I went looking for the safety manager and couldn't find him. Finally find him, and he's busy with somebody else. He gets done with that person and he starts playing on his computer. And then he talks to me for a little bit, and then he goes back to playing on his computer. Then he's like, oh, hold on a second. And he walks away and he goes to look for something. Meanwhile, he's not telling me why I'm there. He never said squat to me. He's just making small talk. And I'm like, dude, I got places to be. What is up? And so he finally comes back, and he's talking to me, and he's just making small talk. He's just talking about this and how's that, and, you know, I'm really disappointed to hear that you're leaving, and, you know that you have, you know, if you need to come back, you know, I will welcome you with open arms, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you, but, you know, I really am said this is what I want to do, so he still wasn't telling me why I was there. And then he starts talking about something about his job that he used to have, and how he used to go out to these companies and deal with things that, you know, how they loaded trailers and some safety issues, and how, you know, the drivers, the night transportation, and these customers can all get along, and we could all work toward making each other, you know, what they do for us and what we do for them, you know, make it all coincide nicely, etc., etc. And then he pulls out a little memory stick out of his purse, as I call it, and he's like, oh, I can show you some pictures of some of the stuff we used to work on. And I'm like, I don't care. Why are you torturing me like this? Why am I here? And then he finally says, and I just stopped him in midstream, and I said, okay, I'm like, why am I here? I'm like, I got called in here. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, oh yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Well, yeah, you got pulled for the random drug screen. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I said, well, I just went potty less than an hour ago whenever I started this little jaunt to my receiver, and then you guys turned me around and I had to come back, so it's only been an hour since I've gone, so I'm probably going to drink some water to do this. He goes, oh, okay, go ahead, go get some water. So I get some water, and then he starts talking some more small talk with me. And I'm like, dude, just give me the cup and let me go. And then somebody else comes in and asks him some questions, and he's talking to him, and then he starts chit-chatting with him, and then blah, blah, blah. And then at some point, I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, well, I think I'm ready now. And he goes, oh, okay. And he hands me a set of keys. And I go, whoa, what's that for? And he goes, it's for the van. I go, the van? Wait, what? It's for the, I don't understand, it's for the van. And he goes, and the first thing I thought was, it's for the van. The van is what they usually give people to clean their stuff out. They take their stuff out of the truck, put it in the van, and then they drive the van over to the hotel, drop them and their stuff at the hotel, and then they have to find a ride home. So I'm like, do I have to go clean out my truck? And he goes, what? Clean out your truck? No, it's for the drug test. You got to go over to the lab. And I'm like, oh, I thought we were doing it here. We have done them here before. He goes, oh yeah, we don't do those here anymore. Yeah, we take them to the lab. It's all complete third party. We don't have any say in it. It just, you know, goes right to the lab. And I go, oh, okay. He goes, wait, what did you think was happening? And I'm like, you know what? Never mind. Okay, fine. Give me the keys. I'm going. So I went out to the lab, and then I drank a big old glass of water. And I had been sitting, and we had been chatting. And I got to the lab, and they were very busy, and they were very rude, and they were just basically unpleasant all the way around. And so I waited, and it was a good part of 30 minutes or more, and I'm like, okay, I really have to go. Like I'm gonna wet my pants, have to go. So I go to get up to say, hey, I have to go use the restroom. And she goes, you're here for a drug test. And I go, I am. I'm here for a random drug test, DOT. And she goes, well, if you go to the bathroom now, you won't be able to take the test. And I go, well, yeah, I have to have enough urine for the test. I understand that. Well, you'll probably have to wait. If you go now, you're going to have to wait even longer because it's going to take you longer to produce urine. And I go, oh, okay, first of all, I'm an adult, and I understand that. I said, I'm going to do the best I can just to relieve relieve the pressure off my bladder so that I can sit here comfortably and wait for however much longer it's going to take for me to wait. Unless you would be willing to just give me that cup and let me take care of it now and be done with this. No, it's not your turn. You're not even in line next. So go ahead and go do what you have to do. You're an adult. Okay, yes I am. Yes I am. So off I went, and then I came back and I still had to wait quite a while. So I'm glad I went, because I would have been in serious trouble if I had not gone. So that was ever so pleasant. So I got done with that, got back in the van, went back to the terminal, and he wanted to chit-chat some more, and I'm like, I got to go. I've got to go. And he said, oh, okay, yeah. You know, I'm like, why is everybody trying to be my best friend this week? I'm like, I'm not interested. Leave me be. So anyway, off I went, got back in my truck, and got to the next place, just to find out that my appointment had not been told that it had been changed to the receiving department. So the receiving department says all it shows on our computer is that your appointment had been canceled. I go, excuse me? It's been canceled. We discontinued it because you did not show at 1 o'clock when you're supposed to be here. Great. So now what do we do? And I explained to them the situation and what had happened. I said, supposedly they called and made arrangements that it was going to be reworked. No, we don't have anything like that. Let me call upstairs, and she couldn't get a hold of anybody. So then she goes, well, your best bet would be for you to call your company and find out who they talked to or what they talked to. If they sent emails, you know what, maybe we can trace it down. So I called, and it was already after the evening hours of my dispatch, so I was on the night dispatch out of, I believe they're out of Arizona. It was a night dispatch regardless. So he's like, well, I don't know what's going on. Let me look into it, and I will get back to you. Okay, it might take a little bit, though. And I go, I get it. I'm just sitting here. No big deal. He goes, okay, you're safe. No problems. And I go, nope, I'm here. I've got bathroom facilities available, and I've got food in my truck. I'm good. He goes, okay, well, hang tight. So he comes back, and he says, yep. Actually, it was sent. They had an email, and it basically said, this is what's going on, and this is why you were detained. And they came back with, not a problem. Send her anyway. When she gets here, we will work her in. The problem is that email never got sent to their receiving department. So we had it, they had it, but the receiving department didn't have it. So I went back into the receiving department to tell them, hey, yes, there was an email sent. It was sent to this person. It is in the office, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, they're still not on our computer. I'm going to have to call our office and see if they can locate this email, because I can't change this. He goes, I can't put you in a door. I just can't do it. It's not I have no say in it. We cannot enter anything into this computer. It's just whatever they give us is what we have to, it's what we have to go by. We can't enter anything manually. We just don't have that power. I go, okay, that's fine. I understand. But so for first of all, for me to actually talk to that guy to tell him that, it was in the middle of a shift change, and they didn't come into that receiving office until a half an hour after this shift change. So they have a shift change, and then they just come strolling in there. They must have like some group meeting or something first, and then they go to their post. So yeah, it was a big giant case of hurry up and wait as usual. And so I ended up sleeping on property there. They unloaded my trailer. It took them a better part of 3 hours, I think, to unload my trailer once I was in a door. Excuse me. I had to disconnect from it, so I bobtailed around the corner and sat and slept. And when they called and said it was ready, I said, am I able to leave it in the door? Because I'm actually out of hours. I can't run my clock. Can I leave it in the door? And he says, well, we can. And what will happen is, if they need that door later on tonight, the yard dog will pull your trailer and put it somewhere along the outside fence, and you'll just have to go look for it in the morning. You can come inside and get your paperwork, and we'll have it ready for you. Just say you were in door 80, and we'll have the paperwork ready to go. He goes, but you're more than welcome to stay on property. So I'm like, all right, great. So yeah, that just made for a long flipping day. And then yesterday went off pretty well without a hitch. It wasn't too bad. And then reset my trip odometer when I started this. So I'm already into Wednesday, and I've only put 877 miles on this thing. That's ridiculous. That is not a 3-day total. That is a day and a quarter total, usually. So, you know, this last paycheck will probably be, you know, zero to zilch. And yeah, I'm sure I won't get paid. I'm gonna call though. I'm gonna call the. I would leave a voicemail or a email to my driver manager, my terminal manager, and say, you know, I got called in for a service, and then I got called in for a drug test, and I spent, you know, the better part of 3 hours at the terminal Monday morning. Any chance I'm gonna get paid for that? Because technically I should be on duty for the drug test, but I forgot whenever I left the truck, because I don't take the truck over to get the drug test. I forgot to put myself on duty, so I was in off-duty mode. So I can go in there and edit that and put it on duty and just make a notation that it was drug test. And I can also do it and say I was on duty, not driving, and that it was a service as well. But I have to make sure that I have enough hours by the end of Friday that if I put in that stuff for that day, it doesn't put me in violation somewhere else down the line for overall hours. So I'm going to wait before I do that. But I'm going to see if he'll just pay me for it without the notations. But I'm going to put them in there regardless, just to show that they were there and that I did it. But, whatever. Alright, I'm sick of talking. As I said before, can you tell I've had a good strong cup of coffee this morning? Yes, indeed. And yes, my little warning keeps telling me I'm gonna have a speed warning going on, but ignore that. Because this GPS is set for the old speed limit for the road before the road, all the construction and stuff was done on this road, and it had been widened. So just ignore her. Oh, there's a lot of traffic coming on right here. Oh, we're by the subway here. Well, not subway. What do they call it? The light rail. The light rail that runs down the middle of the 94. I gotta get over into these lanes. If I remember right, this slowly squeezes me left with a whole bunch of exit only lanes. There we go. Mish, if you're out there, I'm looking for you. I know, Mish doesn't have Facebook, so I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just talking to the universe. Maybe he'll hear me. He'll secretly hear in the back of his mind, like, I just hear Mother Trucker? I think I just heard Mother Trucker. That was weird.
In 2 miles, keep to the right on I-90.
Yes, my telepathic. So here, can you see the center there? Those are the platforms for the light rail. Right down the center of the damn highway. if you're just joining me, perhaps watching me later on Facebook while you eat your lunch, it is 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard. Okay, that was a pothole. Eastern Standard Time. It is 5 o'clock in the morning Central Time, which is where I am at in Illinois. I'm driving through or near Chicago, and I'm on the 90-94.
3 miles.
That truck has California plates. Oh, golly, come on, y'all. Fill in the potholes, would ya?
Speed warning.
It must be fairly foggy here, or just hazy, because the Chicago skyline is in front of me, but boy, it's barely noticeable. I guess that's this light fog, the lights against the heavy dew, or the. I guess it could be foggy because it doesn't look foggy here, but. Boy,
Speed warning.
okay. See if I can get you guys a view of the skyline there. Sort of. I can kind of see it over there if you can see it past my dirty windshield. You know, I can use the wipers now because the solution works. Of course, I was low on solution, and they didn't have any at the shop. They were out of it. They said they had just run out over the weekend. So, and I'm not buying solution. I'm not spending it. I don't care if it's only $4. I'm not buying it. It's not my truck. It's a company truck. I'm not buying solution. And then having to beg for them to give me my $4 back. All right. There's your Chicago skyline, folks. There it is. There it is over there. There it is. There's your Chicago skyline. All right, y'all. Look at that. Okay, I gotta
Speed limit
put you back in
reduced
the.
ahead.
Okay, close your eyes. You're about to get seasick because I'm moving you around too much. There you go. Oh, hey, way to go there, moron. Yeah, what was that? You just had to do like 90 miles an hour so you can jump on over to that right lane, and then this truck is going to crawl right up your backside. See, and then people wonder, why you always drive so slow? You know what? I'd rather drive slow and make myself get home instead of having to rely on these people to keep me safe, because I'm telling you, I don't trust them. Not a one of them. This trucker's as bad as that car was back there. Good God, he's just weaving in and out. What the heck, dude? Get over yourself. You ain't that special.
Speed warning.
Yes, dear.
In 1.5 miles, keep to the left on I-90 East, I-94 East.
Alright, so we are coming into the city proper, so we are definitely got congestion behind us. So hopefully there isn't too much in front of us and we can kind of just slick on through this. Oh, apparently I need to be in that lane over there. Let's see if anybody's going to let me over. And over we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was another truck that did that. So let's give them the old thank you blinker. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Speed warning.
a button on my steering wheel that actually will flash my rear tail lights, and I have another button on my steering wheel that will flash the headlights. So if I need to alert somebody ahead of me, I can quickly flash the headlights, or I can flash the taillights as a thank you without interrupting anything else that's going on with my lights. They just keep squeezing you out of all the lanes. You don't really know what freaking lane you need to be in. Now that's saying exit only, but that ramp's closed, so that shouldn't matter. We'll stay here. And that's where I need to be. And that ramp's not closed at all. Why does it say that exit's closed? Looks like it's open to me. Y'all are fools.
In 1.5 miles, keep to the left on I-90 East, I-94 East.
No, perhaps they were talking about this ramp here is closed, the one farther down. I gotcha. I see how that is. Don't know what smells through here, but some smells absolutely horrendous, like a manure truck turned over, or one of the Honey Dippers sewer siphon vacuum tanks tipped over. It is super stinky. Maybe that's what that haze is. Maybe that's just pollution. It might be what that haze is. That why I said the downtown skyline didn't look right. That might just be pollution. It's been a long time since I've smelled the pollution like that. It's been a really long time. Cleveland used to have a lot of that when we had the steel mills were all up and running, and we had the auto manufacturers going, and the Ford plant. They had a engine casting plant. We'd get a lot of pollution from that. There was several things that were big polluters in our area, and now I've gotten used to having fresh air. There isn't that much of that anymore. That much dense pollution anymore. Look at all that traffic coming into the city, though. Ugh. Okay, so I need to be. Are you going to let me over? Nope, you're not. All right. Okay then. I'm going to slow down. You go past me, and then I will go ahead and move over. Because I would like to not be in the local lanes. I don't need to be in the local lanes. I would like to be in the express lanes. But you're going to be darling and make that difficult. Alright, there we go. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the one I can't be in. Son of a gun. See, and they knew that. They knew that. I don't drive these. I don't drive these routes, so I didn't know that. Okay, stop it with the turn signal. Thank you. Yeah, some express lanes were allowed in, other ones were not. And of course, that one says you got express lanes, you got locals, but they don't tell you the no truck stuff until you're already in the given lane. Then they're like, oh, by the way, the trucks can't be here. Oh, why didn't you tell us that back there on those other signs? Why did you fail to put that information on those signs? Just asking. Just asking. 31st. Turdy.
In 2.5 miles, keep to the right on I-90 local I-94 local Boulevard 75th.
spaghetti over here. Looks like someone's cooking pasta.
Speed 40.
I'm sure that's not what it is, but that's the scent I'm catching. It smells like pasta. Good God. All the local yokels know what they can do down here. I don't know this area. I'm scared to go too fast through here. I mean, I'm doing 55. That is the speed limit. I'm not like I'm dragging my butt, but they're going way faster than I am. Turd. Hey, isn't that 40 Turd? 40 Turd is one of the exits Mish uses for one of the drop yards, isn't it? For the containers? I think 40 Turd is one of the ones he uses quite often. Well, I don't know what else to show you guys. I mean, you know, traffic is traffic. We went by the Chicago skyline. After this, it's basically not much. We'll get out of the Chicago area and it starts to go back into a bunch of farmland. Corn and soybeans and corn. And then we'll cross into Ohio. Again, corn and soybeans and corn. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I will talk to you all later. And Mr. Tom, thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. I will go back and look at all of your messages as they came up and respond to them accordingly. All right. Have a great day. What is it, about noon there for you? Not quite, 11:30. Yep. Have a great one. All right. Love you. Appreciate you. Bye-bye for now.